In Coober Pedy, there's one rule every miner fears. If the tunnel temperature drops suddenly, even by 3 degrees, it means something alive is standing near you. I didn't believe that. Not until last night. We were searching for a missing miner when we found an old shaft, sealed off decades ago. We removed the stones and realized the darkness inside wasn't empty. There was movement. Slow, crawling, breathing. When we climbed down with our flashlights, what we saw waiting in the dirt wasn't human. And now, whatever that thing was, it followed me out. Coober Pedy is one of the strangest places on Earth. A town that doesn't live above ground, but under it. The desert heat is so brutal that almost every home, shop, and church is carved into the rock below. Down there, everything feels distant, muted, as if sunlight itself refuses to enter. I came here for a simple documentary. One video. One story. Nothing dangerous. But the moment my car crossed the dusty boundary of the town, my chest tightened. It felt like something beneath the earth was pulling, slowly, patiently, waiting for me. My guide, Harris, met me near the entrance shaft. A pale man, thin, covered in red dust, with eyes that looked like they hadn't seen sleep in days. "There's only one rule down here," he said, tightening a headlamp around his forehead. "When you walk through a tunnel, keep going straight. If you hear an echo behind you, don't turn around." I tried laughing. "What, the tunnels are haunted?" He didn't laugh back. "Echoes don't come from the tunnels," he said quietly. "They come from things that live deeper." Before I could ask what that meant, we stepped down into a long descending passage. The cold air wrapped around me immediately, damp, old, heavy. The walls didn't look carved by tools, they looked scratched, scraped, peeled apart by something with patience. Harris's flashlight flickered as he led the way. The deeper we went, the stranger the smell became. Not rot, not dust. Something older. Like earth that had once held something alive, or dead, and never forgot it. "Why do miners keep disappearing?" I finally asked. Harris exhaled a shaky breath. "They're not disappearing," he muttered. "Down here, things just don't come back." His answer made the hairs on my neck rise. The tunnel ahead stretched long and narrow, lit only by weak yellow bulbs spaced far apart. Each flicker created shadows that moved too slowly, almost deliberately. Then it happened. A sudden temperature drop. 3 degrees, maybe more. Goosebumps exploded across my arms. "Harris." He squeezed my wrist. "Don't talk." The tunnel fell silent. Not normal silent. The type of silence that feels like something is listening. Then we heard it. Scratch. 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 Like fingernails dragging across stone. Steady. Close. Right ahead of us. Harris raised his flashlight, the beam trembling slightly. At the far end of the tunnel, something moved. Not walking upright. Twisted, angled, shifting its weight in a way a human body shouldn't. Harris instantly turned off the flashlight. "Don't look at it," he whispered. "Whatever that is, it isn't human." My breathing froze in my chest. Then, from the darkness, tap, tap. 2 soft knocks on the stone. "It sees us," Harris said quietly. "And this is how it begins." Harris didn't move. He stood perfectly still, one hand gripping my arm, the other covering his flashlight as if even the smallest leak of light would invite disaster. The sound returned. Scratch, scratch. A slow drag against stone, closer now. Too close. I whispered, "Is it an animal?" Harris shook his head once, sharply. "There are no animals this deep." His voice was trembling. "And nothing down here should make an echo." I swallowed hard. "Echo?" I didn't. Before I finished, it happened. A faint, delayed sound. my own last breath replaying itself from behind us. Itch. I spun instinctively, but Harris grabbed my jacket and yanked me back. Don't turn around, he hissed, louder than I'd ever heard him speak. That's exactly how it hunts. My blood froze. What hunts? He didn't answer. Maybe he didn't want to say it. Maybe saying its name made it real. The scratching stopped. Silence stretched so long it hurt. Then, tap, tap, tap. 3 soft knocks. This time, from above us. Harris slowly looked at the ceiling. I followed. The ceiling wasn't flat. Something had carved long grooves into the stone, fresh grooves, still shedding tiny flakes of dust. Like fingers, or claws, had crawled across it. We need to move, Harris breathed. But slowly. Do not run. Running makes it chase. I could barely breathe as we walked deeper into the tunnel. Every step echoed. Every echo returned too late. It was mimicking us. After several minutes, the tunnel widened into an old mining chamber. Rusted equipment lay scattered, and a broken cart track disappeared into darkness. A cold breeze pressed against my face. Harris knelt and steadied the ground with shaking hands. Fresh footprints. But they weren't right. Too long. Too narrow. And the toes were facing sideways. That's the direction the missing miner went, Harris said. We weren't supposed to say anything. But the fear cracked me open. What happened to him? Harris's voice dropped to a whisper. He heard an echo, turned around, and whatever he saw, whatever saw him, dragged him deeper. People say he's still alive down here. They say it keeps some of them breathing. A chill ran through me that had nothing to do with temperature. A metallic clang rang behind us. We both jumped. Then we heard it. A sound like bones grinding together. Following the rhythm of our breathing. KKHHHH. KKKKHHH. Harris grabbed my shoulder. We're leaving. Now. We stepped back into the tunnel. But the temperature dropped again. Not 3 degrees. More. Much more. My breath fogged in front of me. Behind us, something exhaled. Slow. Wet. Hungry. Harris whispered without turning. If it copies our breathing, don't answer it. I didn't understand. Until I heard a second version of my own breath. Right behind my ear. Itch. But slower. Wrong. Like something trying to learn how I breathe. Something that had no lungs of its own. We moved faster, but quietly, every step calculated. The tunnel seemed endless, twisting in impossible angles. Walls closing in like they were breathing. The echoed breathing followed us. H-h-h-h-h-h-h-h-h-h-h-h. Mimicking our rhythm. Mocking us. I dared a glance back. Darkness swallowed everything, nothing visible. Yet I felt it. Watching. Learning. Waiting. Harris whispered, it only attacks when it thinks you're confident. Stay scared. Stay small. We reached a junction where 3 tunnels converged. 2 had collapsed ages ago, 1 continued deeper. A foul smell emanated from that passage, like rotting stone and iron. Harris hesitated. This is where the miner went, and never came back. I wanted to run. My legs felt heavy. Then I heard it, soft dragging sounds. Closer. Faster. Something large, wet, and wrong, moving along the stone floor. And then, the whisper. Come closer. Not a human voice. Not mine. Not Harris's. Something imitating, but wrong, deep and hollow. A loose stone under my foot tumbled. The sound echoed. Instantly, the dragging stopped. Silence again, too perfect, unnatural. Harris grabbed my arm. We're going down that tunnel. No light. Do not breathe loudly. Do not make mistakes. We crawled through the narrow opening, walls scraping our shoulders. It was suffocating, oppressive, alive. And then we saw it. In the faint glow from a distant shaft, a figure crouched on all fours. Too tall. Limbs twisted. Head too large, almost smooth, like stone polished with human flesh. Its eyes, if you could call them eyes, glowed faintly, reflecting the smallest light. It cocked its head. Observing. Studying. Harris froze me. Do not blink, he whispered. One wrong move, and it knows how to imitate you, and it becomes you. The creature tilted forward and exhaled. A wet, sucking sound, like air being drawn through mud. And then, horrifyingly, it repeated my voice. Don't move. I froze. Every hair on my body stood on end. Harris tried to inch backward. The figure mirrored his movement instantly. A shadow of flesh, a perfect copy, but grotesque. I realized then, the missing miners weren't dead. Not really. They were changed. Twisted. Mimicked. Living, breathing echoes of what they once were. Trapped forever under the stone. The creature hissed, dragging itself closer. I wanted to scream, but my own voice emerged from its mouth first. Echoing. Mocking. Mine, but not mine. Harris grabbed my wrist. Jump. Now. We bolted through the tunnel. Our echoes chased us, mimicking, screaming, whispering. Behind us, a faint clatter, stone grinding stone, marked the rhythm of something enormous following. It knew us. It knew every step, every breath. We emerged back into the wide shaft, light spilling from above. We didn't stop running until the desert heat burned our lungs and the sun blinded us. And even then, I could still feel it. Somewhere beneath Coober Pedy, in the tunnels. Watching, breathing, learning. Waiting for the next echo.